I'm just going to put a face with a name really quick. If you guys can see me, Andrew Bermudez here at Digsy, former broker at Lee & Associates, used to be a partner there in the Irvine office, and also left to go start Digsy, which I've been fortunate enough to get support from the board member of Zillow, who's one of our investors, a VP of product at LoopNet, or a former VP of product at LoopNet, along with some great other names. So what I'm going to do is, I know that it's Friday. You guys want to get as much done and out the door, so we're going to jump right in it. I'm going to turn off my camera, but here we go. Let me know if you can see my screen. And there. So you guys should be able to see my screen right here. All right. So what we're going to go over is how to generate 10 new clients a month, and what we should be doing, and how kind of keep in perspective what is currently being done, and kind of compare those to different strategies. The number one thing that we have to keep in mind is high return on investment. So that means that you're getting more for less. So I get more clients for exerting less effort. So that's the beauty of ROI. Just like if I put $1 in, I don't want 2, I want 9 or 10 or 20. And that's what we're going to show you today. So with less effort, what ends up happening is that means that you get more leads with less time, less cost, ultimately less work, which is always nice, because then you can be like this couple right here having some Coronas. But the way that we generate leads today in brokerage are as follows. You're all familiar with this. There's cold calling. There's email, whether it's sales emails or marketing emails. There's also canvassing in person, networking, referrals, and then even though it might seem old school, there's still a lot of people that do mailers. So when we go to cold calling, we have to keep in mind and reverse engineer how many calls we're going to have to make to get 10 clients in a month. So average appointment rate in sales is 2%. Here's a source, is Lead Job right there. And then usually just call it 50-50, that you meet with 2 people and one decides to work with you, the other one doesn't. What that means is to get 10 clients, you have to generate 20 leads. So in order to do that, you have to make how many calls? So average phone call is 7.5 minutes. That includes people you talk to, people you don't talk to, voicemails you leave, etc. So that's the average time across all the calls. So 7.5 minutes times 1,000 calls that you have to make to get these 20 leads, that's 125 hours. That's a lot of work, and that doesn't include you eating lunch or going to meetings or showing space or doing presentations, etc. So it's tough. It's tough to get that many clients this way. So the other thing too that most people say is, hey, why don't I use email, because it's scalable? And it is. It's actually a great tool. We also leverage email quite a bit, and that's going to be a separate webinar that we'll share with you guys, and separate content that we're going to be sharing. But the problem is, if you're trying to do it in a month, it's getting the email addresses. You can have a database, of everybody in your market. Maybe you export it from, maybe you're using CoStar Tenant, or maybe you're using InfoUSA or ZoomInfo or whatever. The problem is getting that email address. You have to go and spend the time researching and trying to find that email address. There are some tools that allow you to do this dynamically. They're not 100% accurate, but they also don't get local businesses because they don't have an internet presence, let's say. The other thing that we usually do, and people really like this, a lot of people are effective at this, is canvassing. The challenges with canvassing is the drive time, right? So whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's also hit and miss, because there's no clear indicator of who in that business park that you're cold calling, or who in that building you're cold calling is currently in the market. You have to knock one by one to find out somebody that's in the market, and on top of that, trying to get a hold of the decision maker, which we all know is rough when you're doing that. Unless you're in industrial, it's a little easier to go in the back of the building and try to see who the manager is. But it just takes a lot of knocks, which means that you're working a lot. You might find some big deals, but it's lower ROI because of the time and effort and physical exertion that you actually have to make to try to uncover a lead. We also have networking and referrals. This is great. Just like the other things, you shouldn't stop doing those, but it's not the best strategy to try to get a lot of clients in a short period of time. So networking, you also have the drive time problem. The other issue too is that when people go networking, they're not in the market for something special. They're usually trying to search for business to generate business, and you have to attend an indefinite amount of events to try to find a lead. And usually what you want to do is not just attend, but you want to, develop relationships with either bankers or whoever's there, insurance individuals, etc. Keep in touch, wine and dine, lunch, develop a tight relationship so when they finally come across somebody who needs commercial real estate, they'll think of you. So that's also low ROI if you're trying to get it done within 30 days. Then we have mailers, right? I don't think we need to say more about this. It's definitely spray and pray. It does work. It's great to keep, your presence and people know your name, etc. But I don't think we need to say more about mailers. And a lot of you have probably experienced success or failures with this, so you're all aware of it. So if we want to find clients with less effort, we are going to be pretty sad pandas. Cold calling is not going to work for us. Email is not going to work for us. Canvassing is not going to work for us in that. And the reason why is because we might get some clients, but we're not going to hit that 10 client number. So how do we do that? So there's actually 3 secrets that I wish they had taught us, in brokerage school when we first started in commercial real estate. And that is to go where the tenants and buyers are fishing. If you want to catch fish, you go where the fish are. The second thing is to partner up. And then the third thing is to double the existing marketing leads that you're generating from what you're already doing. So this is all low-hanging fruit. So I'm going to go into details about this. So where do tenants and buyers go to find commercial real estate? Well, a study with LoopNet and Google, which you can download here at digsy.co/LoopNet study, 80% of tenants go online to find space, right? So what they're doing is they're trafficking these frequent sites, what are tenant or buyer facing listing marketplaces. And those are the usual suspects, LoopNet, Instant Offices. Our website, Get Digsy, is also gets a lot of traffic there where we help market listings for brokers. And also a lot of traffic gets seen from your brochures that are being sent in your emails, floor plans, operating or offering memorandums and things like that are either listed, let's say, on a website or being distributed digitally somewhere or even shared on social media. So that's the brochure right here. So how do we want to do this? We have to identify who the players who are getting most of this traffic is. So for example, we got Digsy here, we got LoopNet, who's by far the largest, owned by CoStar. Then you have, if you're an office space, you can look in officespace.com. Then you have also search officespace.com, Office Finder, Instant Offices, Easy Offices, Liquid Space, 42 Floors, and offices.net. And there's a bunch, as you guys can know. There's ones in here that we haven't added, like Real Massive and other marketplaces. But a majority of these people, these portals are the destinations to find commercial real estate. So a tenant goes online, searches for warehouse for rent, Irvine, California. They're gonna, whatever they find on Google that's supplying them the most inventory is going to be something they click on. So for example, on Digsy by itself has 20,000 tenants and buyers, new buyers and tenants frequenting each month to find commercial real estate in Southern California. We're rolling some private programs in some other areas. So the one thing is, okay, you've identified that these individuals get in touch. They have like the first point of contact with 80% of the people looking for space. So how do you get them to send you leads, right? And it's actually a little easier than what you might expect. One is to call them or email them to get their attention, and then talk to them about doing a reciprocal referral agreement, whether it is you pay 10 to 20% per deal close, or you pay a low monthly cost for them to connect you with people looking for space. Whatever you need to do, you can do that. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Probably at LoopNet's probably a non-starter. I'm not sure how you guys feel, but I'm not sure if CoStar would want to partner with you, but you can try. But here's the call template. So we've put this together that you can download here at digsy.co/partnership call. When you go and you call, let's say, Office Finder, or you call Digsy or anything else, the way to do it is just give them a call, and then basically if you don't know who to talk to, just go, hi, first name, I'm looking to send your company some business, also sign up and pay for your services. I don't want to talk to a sales rep. I want to talk to somebody in management. Who can I talk to? And then when you get that name and you talk with that person, whether it's a manager or an executive or the owner of the online listing marketplace, you tell them your name and what company you're with, and you also say, hey, I know thousands of tenants looking for space, frequent your website. I like to tap into them and pay you handsomely for it. On average, we pay $1,200 per deal closed. That's actually pretty good. That's based on a 20% referral fee. So you can say, hey, I can pay you a monthly fee, or we can do a referral fee. How do we go about setting up something like this? And then you get the ball rolling and started, and then you can, hammer out an agreement with them. And then anytime that somebody goes into their website to look for space, they can connect them with you. So that's the call template. Now, we know that not everybody answers the phone, so what we can do is we can also combine that with email. So there's another email template here that you can use, digsy.co/partnership email. And for example, here's an email that goes out to Evan that goes, hey, would like to sign up and pay for your service. Hi, Evan, hope you're doing well. I'm interested in setting up an agreement with your company for your tenant and buyer lead generation services. I prefer to talk to somebody in management instead of sales. Can you point me in the right direction? Thank you. So you can use this, just free to copy and paste it, modify it if you want, but you should be able to get some pull from that. And, if you close a deal, they win. You give them, either a referral fee or you pay them a monthly fee. They're, growing their business. So you can actually generate a lot more money from these websites that are generating millions collectively of tenants and buyers looking for space in the US. So that's why you work smarter, and that's how you work smarter, and why they will pay you more money to do what you do. So the other thing that we've done is we understand that this is tough for some of you. We've been actually piloting this program for a couple of years now, and we're ready to take it to prime time. But we have what's called a Digsy lead service. We have a website called getdigsy.com, which attracts 20,000 tenants and buyers, mainly in Southern California. We are actually testing out other states as well that I'll mention later. But what we do is when somebody comes to the site and looks for office, retail, or warehouse space or industrial space, we track what people are searching for. So as they're searching, we see that they're searching in the cities of Irvine, Costa Mesa, Newport Beach, in this state. They're looking for warehouse, or they're looking for office. Smallest space they've looked at is 3,000 feet. The maximum square footage they've looked at is 7,000 feet. Then it'll also prompt them to collect the requirements, so like use, minimum square footage you need, large square footage, monthly budget, and their contact information. And then what Digsy does is it actually refers them to you, and it sends you a notification. You've got access via mobile and also your desktop, and it comes with a built-in lead management system, which is actually powered by Digsy AI. So we're up and running in Southern California. If this is of interest to you to kind of just shortcut while you build the relationships with the other online portals, you're welcome to reach out to us. So we're doing office, industrial, and retail in Southern California. We have 20,000 people, new tenants and buyers each month using our website, and we're connecting them with brokers and landlords as well. And we do have pilot programs in Texas, so Dallas, Houston, and then Washington, like Seattle and the other areas, and also Miami. So feel free to reach out to us for that. I'm going to go into doubling the amount of return that you're getting from your existing marketing. All right, so it's all about whatever you're doing now can be refined and optimized to generate more leads. So you can actually get more mileage on what you're already doing. So what are you usually doing to market your stuff? So you're either putting marketing materials or market reports, you've got your listings on the listing services, you're sending out marketing emails, you got your website, etc. All of these collectively, you're going to get thousands of views each month. Some companies and some brokers I've seen get 30,000 people seeing a listing just on LoopNet a lot of the time. But the problem is that only 1.5% of tenants and buyers inquire on a listing. And that's a problem, because that means that out of 100 options, you have to be one that they like enough to have them contact you. What we found, though, is that they're more likely to ask you for help finding space than inquire on a property that may or may not work for them. So it's good to have, for example, lead capture, some things like that. So, for example, instead of putting a PDF on your LoopNet listing, provide a link to the property brochure or floor plan. And what will happen is you'll actually be able to prompt them. So I'm going to show you what this looks like right now. So I'm going to do this here. So I just clicked on that. And here's, for example, that listing that I was looking at a minute ago. I'll scroll down. I'll find the brochure. Click on that. And see the PDF loads. And then here's the lead capture right there. So it'll say, hey, you know, I can help you save time finding space. Click the button below, and then the tenant can start filling in the requirements. So I want to lease. I want to lease industrial space. I want it in the city of Irvine. And let's say, for example, I need 5,000 to 7,000 square feet. My monthly budget is 20 grand. And then they'll go, what does the space need to have? I'll just put roll-up door. And what does your business do? I'll put manufacturing. And what this best describes my business. Are we a startup, funded startup, established business, profitable, publicly traded, or nonprofit? I'll put profitable. When do I need the space? Most tenants on Digsy and every other marketplace are looking for space now. So they're usually shorter sales cycles, which is nice. And you can click on need to move ASAP. Then you can say, okay, what's the maximum lease length that you can commit to? Right now they'll say 5 years. And then what will happen is I'm already logged in, so it knows my info, but it'll ask the person for the first name, last name, phone number, and email. Now when they click on this, what will happen is you'll get a notification that you have a new lead in your lead management system, and give you some details so you can call that person right away. So that's an example of that. So I'm going to go back here really quick. So basically what we can do is with offering people finding space, you can actually generate a lot more leads. We've been doing testing for this for the past 12 months. And you know, you can actually embed this on your website, your blog to automatically pop up when somebody visits that. Any articles that you're sharing online, any brochures, floor plans, operating memorandums, etc. And you can collect requirements and they'll notify you. What we found the past 12 months is that for every listing inquiry lead that you get, the lead widget usually yields about 2 more, so about 3x more leads, so a total of 3. So there aren't tools that do specifically this, but you might be able to find some. We do charge for this, just by the way, and you guys can contact us with the pricing. But the one thing to think about is that you might be able to cobble together some customer service applications that are software and maybe some forms and kind of jerry-rig it to make it work. We tried doing that in the past, which is why we built our own. We had challenge, especially suited for commercial real estate, but that's a route you want to go if you don't want to encounter an expense. So on the brochures and floor plans, for example, your marketing materials and listings, we've got, you know, visit the website Lee & Associates, or you pop up and collect the requirements. I'm going to show you, it's really easy to generate a lead capture. Right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my partner dashboard, which you guys get, and then it'll show me any leads that I'm working on, all that stuff. And then I'm going to click on the lead capture URL right here. And then I'm going to put the brochure in Dropbox, so that way I can share it anywhere online with a link. So I've got this brochure right here. I don't even know how to pronounce that street, Rubidoux, or something like that. So I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to say copy Dropbox link. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to say create URL. And now this is your lead capture URL. So I'm going to copy it to the clipboard, and here's what happens. So for example, if I click on here, it's a CRE flyer or something random. It doesn't show Digsy branding or anything. It looks like your own. And there's a brochure, and then it says, hey, did you want to find space? And I can the tenant can click on that and inquire, give you the requirements so that you can contact them and help rep them. Or put them in another building. So that's one way to do it. Also, I'll show you how this works. So this same link right here, copy and paste it. Let's go to my Twitter account. Let's go to the company Twitter account, since that's what we're logged into. So like, let's say, for example, check out this building with a lead capture. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's @getGetDigsy, not .com, but just @getDigsy. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put hashtag CRE. That's not the hashtag I want. There we are. And I'm going to do that. So here's what's gonna happen, right? So if I go to my profile, right, and I see this thing that I just posted. So when somebody clicks on this link, boom, the brochure, the offering memorandum loads. My lead capture is there. Once they fill out that, they request help finding space to save time, you get the notification. So I would be, whether it's with our tools or anything else, you're getting so many views, thousands and thousands of views from all of these online marketplaces. You know, even if you're posting stuff on Craigslist, a lot of stuff that we're just not, a lot of people just don't really leverage. So what I would say is that if you guys want access, request access to the lead capture widget, you can go to digsy.co/lead capture. And this is actually nationwide, not only Southern California, so you guys can use that nationwide. And just a quick summary, just to make this, and I want to go into questions because I'm sure you guys will have some, is go where tenants and buyers are fishing for space. 80% are going online. Now those destinations online that are getting most of the traffic, figure out a way to partner with them. So that way when they come in touch with, you know, the thousands of people that visit their website every day, you'll be the point of contact. And then basically you can have them fishing for customers for you and get them through. Just think about how many people come to Digsy every month looking for commercial real estate. It's about 20,000 people and growing. And those are tenants and buyers. So think about all the traffic we get in a day, and if you were able to tap on 1,000 on all those hundreds to thousands of people, you'd be able to generate 10 leads in like just a matter of a couple of weeks, maybe even one. So that's one thing is you really want to, and I can't emphasize this enough, go to where tenants and buyers are going. 80% are going online. Find those destinations, partner up with them, and get them to send you leads. And then whatever you're already doing, which is your brochures, marketing, floor plans, memorandums, all that stuff, grab some software or find a way to embed a lead capture anytime that you share it online, because you'll get more leads than just expecting somebody to inquire on the listing. So if you guys are interested in all this stuff, you can, in the lead service that we have, or the lead capture widget, you can contact sales@Digsy AI. Easiest way to get a hold of me or the rest of the team is sales@Digsy.ai. And we'd be happy to connect with you and see how we can help you grow your business. And stay tuned. We're going to be doing another set of different ideas that give you a high return on investment or your time and energy generating clients a few weeks from now. Thanks so much, and hope to speak with you soon. Thanks, guys.